guys, so today I want to talk about a topic that I've been requested to talk about many times, and my voice is still off. And that's the modeling thing, my modeling experience. I have been wanting to do this video for a while now, but I just didn't really know what to say because things are even confused in my head, so I thought I would just go ahead and kind of talk about the vanity. I was hosting like a traveler recently that became sort of a friend. We talked about different things and he was very surprised that I had almost no vanity inside of me apparently, and that definitely made me feel happy, but that definitely showed me how much I had improved and how much I had evolved, and I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. I don't think we can be like completely free and devoid of any vanity. I don't think that's a realistic thing to even try to attain, but I have definitely come from point A to point B, and there's a huge difference between these two. I wouldn't say I've never been super vain, but I've definitely been more focused on my appearance, more focused on what people would think of me, more focused on seducing people or just being attractive to others. And I think one of the reasons why I was like that when I was younger was probably because people put a lot of emphasis on appearance and looks. And, you know, when I was younger, like when I was in primary school and middle school, I was so uncomfortable with myself. I was very shy. I was not really happy. I was like in a shell, sort of. Okay. I think when I turned like 14, hopefully you can hear me, but when I turned 14, and when I discovered the internet, I really kind of started to fully embrace who I was, and I realized that yes, I was different in many aspects, but I was fine. So I also started, you know, being more comfortable with who I was, and I started to feel fine with my appearance because I really hated myself prior to that. I started experimenting with like makeup and hair and clothes, and people started to really change the way they perceived me. I don't think I even looked that different prior to that. It was just that I hated myself so much that I was hiding, and I was not even, you know, I think I looked sort of different because of how I felt inside and how I behaved. You know, when people tell you that you're pretty, that you're beautiful, blah blah, it sort of becomes a drug. I got a lot of attention online as well, so that was strange. At the same time I started doing YouTube videos, I realized that I could be seen as attractive. It was not even something that I was believing, you know. I have this weird thing in which I don't see myself when I look in the mirror. Sometimes I look at pictures and I don't recognize myself. Sometimes I walk past a mirror and I don't recognize myself. I don't really know what I look like, and I think I look really different depending on days, depending on makeup, depending on, you know, you could look at a picture of me like a year ago and think I'm a completely different person. I always had this weird issue with knowing what I look like and being able to have this image of myself, a physical image of myself. The only opinion that I had on my physical appearance was the one I would get from others. If others are pleased, that's the reason for me to feel bad about what I look like. I should not even think about it, as long as it's not bothering me, or as long as it's not causing any like discomfort between me and others. That was like a very practical side of it as well, because I could not really picture myself, and because I had no real like I don't know how to explain that, but I had no real appreciation and no real like idea of what I looked like. I started modeling. It would take so much energy and so much strength and so much like efforts for me, so many efforts for me to go to a photo shoot. It would be like, ugh, you know, I didn't like it when there were many people around, and sometimes we would shoot outside. Sometimes there were other models as well. Honestly, I met so many nice and very talented people through that, and I'm really grateful because now I have pictures to look back on, and that's such a positive experience, I think. But at that time, it was like not something I enjoyed. I didn't do it because I enjoyed being photographed. I did it because I needed to do it. It was something I would do because I really felt addicted to it, and I felt like this was the only way I could just see myself and be like, oh, that's me, you know what I mean? Just really, to feel my physical self exist, I needed to be photographed, or I needed to be told I was beautiful. It was also definitely, as I said, and it's a bit difficult for me to talk about that, there was definitely a part of me that was really into seducing people. I don't know, it was very weird, and it's still very weird because it's something I'm not interested in doing at all. Like, if you really ask me, and I will answer genuinely and honestly, I don't want people to feel attracted to me. That's not something I want. Like, the real deep, profound me does not want that. But there's a part of me that really craves it, and there's a part of me that really needs it. And I think it just really comes from the feeling that I had for the longest time of not being liked and appreciated. That's a very personal video. It's much more personal than I thought it would be, but okay, I think it's an important topic. But when I was a kid, I kind of liked a kid. You know, it was just like kids' feelings, but still. And I liked him for like years. He never liked me, not even as a friend. And then when I was like 14, I fell in love for the first time, and that time it was real love, like real love, real beautiful love. Still in touch, not like frequently, but we're still in touch, and I still love him dearly. But at the time we met, he was not a nice guy at that time, and he was kind of mean, like really mean to me, and I felt rejected, I felt heartbroken, and he made me feel miserable. So basically the two first very big experiences that I had, I just felt rejected. I just felt like I was not enough, I was not worthy. I feel like, you know, the people that I kind of liked or loved really focused a lot on my physical appearance. I'm not saying that's the only thing that mattered for them. I definitely think for like the guy that I met when I was 14, it was not the most important thing. Then I got Mr. Herbs, and you know, Mr. Herbs, it was, or I think for him it was also very physical. And then there was the Japanese man, and I'm not gonna lie, with the Japanese man, it was definitely about my appearance. Such a recurrent theme in my life. I should be like, okay, I'm tired of that, but at the same time it's like the only thing I know, kind of, and it's like something I've always been the victim of, and also like responsible for, I suppose, in a way. It's something that I keep doing and repeating even though I don't want to do it, especially being asexual, where I have come to the realization now that I'm almost convinced that no one is gonna like me or love me back, and yet, despite knowing that very well, yet despite knowing that it's probably going to cause more harm than good, I keep doing it. And I guess it's also because I don't want to acknowledge, and I don't want to completely admit, you know, that it's something that's not for me. I don't know if you guys can imagine how difficult it is to meet someone that you get along well with or that you appreciate, and then you start having feelings, and the person kind of feels the same. You feel it, you know it, they tell you in a way, yet you know it's not going to go anywhere. Not because you're a bad person, not because you cannot, not because you would be cheating on someone else, but because they already have someone. Like, there's literally in the world nothing that gets in your way but yourself. It's like so heartbreaking. And I think a way for me, a very strange way for me to cope with that, is to really sometimes play with my physical appearance and be like, I cannot have what I want, aka the people I love when I meet them, even if it's very rare. So I'm gonna be this one thing that others cannot have. And it's like so fucked up and messed up, and I'm completely aware of that, but like that's the vanity that's still left in me. However, if I want to go out without makeup, I'm gonna go out. There are unflattering pictures of me online, I'm not gonna give a shit. I can, you know, receive people at my place, or even people that I find good looking or whatever, and be my PGs, no makeup on, a huge pimple on my face, and I don't give a shit. Usually when I feel good and when I'm not like stuck in this weird and messed up habit of wanting to be attractive for whatever reason, I'm like the least vain person you could think of. I don't even think of myself in those moments. I've come a long way, honestly. I think I had so many bad and very sad experiences with guys treating me the way they treated me, that I just got tired of being called beautiful. So that's, you know what I mean. So I kind of stopped wanting to receive that as a compliment, and like honestly, the me, the real me, that's not like sick and sad of, you know, exterior factors and personal experiences that I had in the past and stuff like that, has no interest in appearing a certain way. I like feeling good. I like feeling good in my clothes. I like that my hair looks good sometimes. I'm not saying I'm like completely uninterested in physical appearance, only about me now. That's why I'm not modeling anymore, because it's not something I recognize myself in. So I occasionally will do it if I meet really talented people and kind people, and if I want to challenge myself in some ways. But I have a very different approach to modeling right now, and I don't look for the same result. So what I'm trying to say with this video is that, you know, it's a complex issue, and you should not feel bad for whatever you're doing, because we all have our stories and situations and stuff, and you can definitely change, you can definitely improve. Also, I want to say, I touched on a very tricky subject here, which I think is like relationships and being like very seductive and like flirty and that kind of stuff, linked to mental health sort of, and feminism in a way, because I'm a female and that kind of stuff. And that's like a very complex issue, and I don't want any girl out there to feel guilty, to feel ashamed for whatever they've done or for whatever they're doing. I understand that sometimes there are things we do that we wish we wouldn't do. It's just the way we are sometimes, and it takes time and it takes passions and experiences to grow out of those things. So thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope this was helpful and interesting. I would love to get some debate going on that topic, because it's really interesting, I think, and really important as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.